I got my hands on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Special Mission Cobra Island Trooper. I might have done some binge buying recently, but we won't talk about that. I was so thrilled to be in possession of one of the most coveted figures in the G.I. Joe Classified Series line, the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper, and I can't wait to show you all of the glorious details, weapons, and accessories that this figure comes with. I also have comparisons with the regular G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Infantry Trooper, as well as some vintage figures I think they used for inspiration for this figure. Alright, let's take a look at the front of the box, and the Cobra Trooper comes in the G.I. Joe Classified Series window display, and since this is a Special Mission Cobra Island figure, it does come with the branding that you see here. And let's zero in on the art on this box, and you see a very stunning image of this Cobra Trooper standing at attention with the rifle, and I am actually excited that they added the goggles in this picture. So I'm going to bring in the regular Cobra Infantry Trooper just to show you what I mean here. So I was actually surprised that they updated this particular image, because I thought that they would just include a stock photo of the trooper. So I'm super excited and super happy about that. And of course, I love the Cobra hiss that is above the head there. It just gives me some wishful thinking that we'll get a hiss in the G.I. Joe Classified Series line. And looking at the side profile of the box, I was also excited to see that they did update the eyes in this particular trooper. They did update the eyes in the scene below, where there are 3 Cobra Troopers just ready for battle, engaged with G.I. Joe. And I'm going to bring in the other Infantry Trooper box for comparison here. So you do see that the eyes are different in the Cobra Infantry Trooper versus the Cobra Island Trooper, and you do see that they did the eyes very differently in the troops below. So I'm actually super excited that they did that. And you'll also notice that there are 2 color versions here in the art. This one looks more like a deep kind of bluish purple, where this looks like the classic blue that you would find on a regular Cobra soldier, which made me think, is my mind playing tricks on me? Did they actually color the figures differently? And if you know, let me know, but my eyes really can't pick up on the differences between the way that the figures are colored. They might be slight variations, but I might be fooling myself here. And taking a look at the side of the box, we get to see what the Cobra Trooper is known for, and they are a level 1 across the board with respect to being a foot soldier, wielding light weapons, hand-to-hand combat, and sabotage. And one of my favorite parts on the Special Mission Cobra Island boxes is this map of Cobra Island, where they've highlighted certain areas. So let's zoom in here and see what they've highlighted. Now, it looks like this is a runway system with some airplane hangars, perhaps some classified Cobra air vehicles live in here, and you can see the air traffic control tower here. And then they do have this really strange T-looking structure here, which looks like a bridge, but it also looks like a bunker that's built in to the side of the hill. So I think it's cool. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'll take it. Let's first take a look at the head sculpt, and if you've seen my review of the Cobra Trooper, you will know that I am absolutely in love with this head sculpt. The way that the mask is designed is absolutely amazing, and you can see all of the different textures and layers that they have on the mask. And with this particular version, you can see that they've added some paint detail in the mask here, and I'm going to bring in the regular Cobra Trooper for a comparison, so you can kind of see where there's some silver lining detail here in the middle of the mask and on the side, and it's not present on the Cobra Trooper here. I also love the small details that they threw in this mask, like you can pretend that it's connected to his cheekbone here, and it kind of looks like you can actually take it off. And come to think of it, I really wish they would have made this a removable piece that you can take on and off. I think that would have just been an extra bonus that would have been amazing for this figure. And there are so many looks that you can give this figure, because 1, it has a removable helmet, and 2, this one comes with goggles. and 3, you can really mix and match the display ability of this figure. So for example, if you pop the helmet off, you can get a different look here. And so if we take a look at the head sculpt with the helmet off, you can see the texture around the skull area. And I love the way that this black line is running right down the middle of his head. He has the same texturing on the other side, and I just think he looks pretty cool. And if you notice, he also comes with goggles, and you can slip them right onto his eyes from his neck. So he looks pretty awesome in this particular view. He kind of looks like Snake Eyes to me a little bit, but it just gives the Cobra Trooper a more unique look. And I think this is a great way to display this figure. And you can also display this figure with the helmet on the head like so. And this gives this trooper a very, very unique look. It gives him a more menacing look, and I think I'm going to keep the goggles on this figure because it just looks fantastic. Now, I was looking back in my G.I. Joe collection from the 80s, and the way that the mask and the goggles and the helmet lay, it really reminded me of the Iron Grenadier figure from 1988 with the masks the way that they are, as well as the eyes on the Iron Grenadier figure. They're very blacked out and you really can't see its eyes, and also the way the helmets lay. They're really similar styles, and I think they got a lot of inspiration from this particular figure. I think this figure with the goggles and the helmet and that extra silver detail on the mask is just an amazing way to display this figure, and it just looks great from all angles. Another aspect of this figure that I absolutely love, and this goes for all of the figures in the G.I. Joe Classified series, is the way that the eyes are drawn and sculpted. I think if you get the eyes wrong, it can really mess up the figure, and Hasbro has done a fantastic job keeping the realism in such a tiny area in the eyes and giving this figure a more human feel. Alright, now let's take a look at his upper torso, and I love that they used black on this figure to differentiate this from the regular Cobra Trooper, and I think it was a fantastic decision to include black on the chest piece here. Really sets off the Cobra logo, and this vest is absolutely amazing. It is layer upon layer of texture and holsters and holders and straps, and there is so much to look at in this particular vest. For example, I love the use of these diagonal textured lines here just to differentiate certain parts of the vest, and this could be one continuous boring piece because it is all black, and the way that they've layered and textured it really makes it pop and stand out. And if you turn it around to the back, you get a similar feeling, and I love the use of texture here just to signify that this Cobra Trooper has been in battle and has possibly escaped a fire, because there are some melty charry marks that are on the back armor here. We also have a holster, some riveting detail. We do have those diagonal lines for texture again, and also the strap detail is pretty amazing here. Alright, let's take a look at the arms, and I think the way that they use color and texture and sculpting really makes these arms look fantastic. And I love that they used blue for the hands. I love that they put black on the back of his hand where the Cobra symbol is, and they used gray and made these forearm guards very angular, and they even continued the texture underneath his arm and also on his bicep. All right, and taking a look at the right arm, I love what they did with this removable insignia patch that they have here, and I think this really helps differentiate this from the Cobra soldier that we got the first time around, and he almost looks like a sergeant. So I'm thinking, should I keep one of these as the main leader of the Cobra Infantry troops, or should I get more of these? But supplies are limited, so I think I might be just down to one at the moment. Now, moving down to the pants, I think the pants are the most uninteresting part of this figure. They're just a straight blue, but they do have some texture here. They do have some vertical and diagonal lines running through them. They also have black knee pads, but I think they should have painted these particular sections black, because I think they would have gone very well with the black knee pads and the black vest. And the last piece that we'll look at before we move on to the accessories are the boots and the shoes, and I actually love the way that they used black to set this apart from the other Cobra soldier with the use of a black strap, a black toe, and also black shin guards. And if you turn this around, you can see the black straps coming around, and they really go really nicely with the deep blue that they've used for this figure. Now this Cobra Trooper comes with a lot of accessories, so let's first take a look at these goggles. Now, I love the way that these goggles were designed, as they look like the eyes of a snake. And if you see on the side here, they do have some strap detail here just to make them look very realistic. And this figure comes with a really unique knife. If you take a look at the blade, you can see that there is a snake that's carved into the blade, and I think that's just amazing. Imagine as a Joe getting shanked by one of these knives. It would just add insult upon injury there. And I love the way that the handle is detailed, and it's just really these small details that make this piece super unique and is a great addition to the weaponry that these Cobra Troopers have. Let's next take a look at these smaller pistols, and these smaller pistols pack a lot of detail in here. I love the diagonal lines that are running through these guns, and I love that there is the space for his finger to go in, and they just pack a lot of really small details in here. It does look the same on either side, and I just love the way these smaller pistols look. Alright, let's take a look at the next gun, and this is the smaller of the larger guns, and I love the way that this gun is shaped, and I love that the ammo clip kind of sits in the bottom here, and all of these parts and pieces are sculpted and molded onto this gun, and I think it just looks really great. On the other side, you can see a port or a plug that can be used to attach this gun to the figure's back, which we will show you in a minute. And lastly, let's take a look at the sniper rifle, and I love the way that this sniper rifle is designed. I love all the detail on the scope here, and this actually looks like two very different pieces of the gun. So if you think about him putting together the sniper rifle, you could see that possibly this back of it comes off, and it's just a regular long-range gun at that point. So I think this is a very versatile weapon that looks amazing. Now let's take a closer look at how these guns plug into the back of the figure. So this long piece here plugs into this hole right in the back, but I really think this should have been designed the opposite way, where we had a hole in the gun and a longer port in the back. So it just plugs in here, but I think it just gives the gun a less menacing look, but I do get why they had to engineer it this way. And here is the Cobra Trooper all geared up with his goggles on and holding his larger rifle as well as his snake knife, and he looks absolutely amazing with and without his goggles on, as they really captured a lot of human emotion and expression in his eyes. He is even articulated enough to grab a hold of his pistol from his vest, and he just looks amazing, and they did such a great job with this figure. Now, since I had all of these figures on hand, I thought this would be a great time to do a comparison between the Cobra Infantry Trooper and the Special Mission Cobra Island Cobra Trooper, and some of the aspects that I did see in some of the vintage figures here. So let's get this comparison party started. So let's first start out by comparing the Cobra Trooper with the Cobra Infantry Trooper, and these figures share the exact same mold, they share the exact same parts aside from a couple accessories, but it's really the way that the colors are drawn on these figures that sets them apart. So let's first take a look at the masks, and the way that the masks are done, like I alluded to earlier, there is some silver detail on the Cobra Trooper mask where the Cobra Infantry Trooper is lacking some of that silver detail. Obvious difference here is the skin color. The Cobra Infantry Trooper has a darker skin color than the Cobra Trooper, and the way that the vests are colored are also very different from each other. The Cobra Trooper has a straight black vest, where the Cobra Infantry Trooper has a blue vest with some gray accents. And another thing to note is that the forearm armor on both figures are different. So the Cobra Infantry Trooper has a blue forearm guard, whereas the Cobra Trooper has a black forearm guard. And you can get a better angle of the way that the forearm guards are colored when I turn these figures to the side. And you can also see that the Cobra Trooper also comes with a removable chevron that's red here, whereas the Cobra Infantry Trooper does not. And you can also see some differences in the hands. So this hand has a black part on the back of the wrist, whereas this one has blue, and also the hands are opposite colors. So this Cobra Trooper is blue and this Infantry Trooper is black. And the last thing that we're going to point out here is that the Cobra Infantry Trooper comes with some dark blue patches on his pants. He also has some different colored knee pads, as well as straight blue shin guards, as well as blue boots, and there's a lot more black deco on the Cobra Trooper's shoes and shin guards, and also the Cobra Trooper has straight black knee pads. And the other main difference between these two figures is that the Cobra Trooper comes with an extra long rifle, whereas the Cobra Infantry Trooper only comes with one gun. I also wanted to compare the Cobra Trooper with the Iron Grenadier figure and the Cobra Officer from 1982, and really what made me compare the Iron Grenadier with the Cobra Trooper was that the way that the mask and the goggles laid on the face in combination with the helmet just really brought back some memories for me and really made me thought of just the way that the Iron Grenadier's mask was designed, and also the way that you can't see the Iron Grenadier's eyes, and the way that the helmet lays just really makes me feel like there's a lot of vibes between these two figures. And with the Cobra Officer, just really the layering of the sculpting detail on the straps and pouches really kind of mimicked the way that they designed the G.I. Joe classified Cobra Trooper here. And as always, we would love to know what you think about this figure, so please sound off in the comments below, and we hope you've enjoyed this review of the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper and the comparisons we made. So if you did, hit the thumbs up, and please remember to hit that subscribe button on your way to view your next hot take. And thanks for tuning in to Toy Habits.